Hello and welcome. This is the reconnaissance module. That is the very first step to start penetration testing at professional level. In this module, I will be demonstrating how to perform passive reconnaissance to find the targets and in order to get hands-on details about the target company. So let's start with the very first tool, that is called Recon-ng. This is the great tool that is used widely in the hackers community and the penetration testing to find and fetch the information details about the target companies and generates the reports. So to start with these tools, just type in the terminal, that is the Recon-ng, and the tool will be starting here. In this case, I will be just showing you in the scenario that I will be just scanning a company and the domain, and just I will be generating a report with HTML format. So in the step-by-step guide, I will be just showing you where to start and where to end with generating the reports and performing each and every actions that are needed to recognize the target with the IP address and the domain names. So very first command will be to start with the workspace, and type add and the name of the company that you want to generate with the name. So in my case, I will just generate my org. So in order to add domain name, you need to just type add domains, and the domain name that I am going to use at this time and in this reconnaissance will be just facebook.com, because this is the passive reconnaissance, so this will not touch and hit the target facebook.com, and it will still be fetching target details about the facebook.com from the publicly available domains like search engines and the Netcraft and the Bing and Google and everywhere that is publicly available, because publicly available information is not coming into obligations of illegal issues. Okay, now let's start with another command, that is use recon domains host, and I will just use the Bing search engine. You can find each module details about the Recon-ng tool by just typing help. So we have just used in the our penetration testing phase, so we know where to start and where to end the typing commands. So I will just demonstrating, because there is this is not possible to demonstrate here each and every command of the Recon-ng, because this is a very great and vast tool that supports lots of commands and many commands. So for demonstrating reconnaissance, I'm just using here only the reconnaissance command. So from the very basic to advanced level. So first of all, I have added Bing domain to search from the Bing, and this another one will be the Google. Another will be Google site. Okay, now after the Google site, first of all, let me go back and start with the Bing domain, and we need to just type run. After each module, you have to just type run and hit enter, because it will just scan and store these details into the database. So after that, we have just get details about these targets. As you can see, there is a total of 12 hosts found. Now we will move to just another command, that is that will be using Google, and after that I will be just typing run and hit enter. Now it will just fetch information from the Google web search engine. As you can see, it have found lots of information from the Google database and the Google search engine. Okay, now we will move to the Netcraft. So for that, to find and fetch the information from the Netcraft, I will just use Netcraft module and just type run and hit enter. It will just find information about the target networks and target domains from the Netcraft. As you can see, it have found a total of 7 new hosts from the Netcrafts. Okay, now we will just use another modules that will resolve domain name to IP address. So for that case, we will just use reverse lookups, and for that we need to type command use Recon host and it will be resolved. You can see if you do not know the commands, you can just press tab button and it will be showing you every commands associated with that letter. So in this case, I am just going to use resolve. So I will just use resolve and type run and hit enter. It will be just resolving each domain name to IP addresses associated with them. Okay, now it's time to run use reverse lookup for the IP address to domain names. For that reason, we will be just using reverse lookup, that is reverse resolve, and type run and hit enter. It will be doing the same. On the opposite of the resolve command is doing. It will just reverse the IP address to domain names associated with them. Now it's time to just find the IP informations and the interesting files that are just located and associated, and maybe it is publicly available with that domain name. So for that case, we need to just use another command, that is discover file discovery with the interesting files, and just type in run and hit enter. It will be just finding with the every sites and every domains and every IP addresses they found. If there is any interesting files associated with that, then it will be just getting with and fetching that information and just collecting and storing into the database of the Recon tool, this tool that I am just scanning at this time. Okay, so now there is another chance of another modules in this tool is that you will just till now you have just found many IP addresses and many domains you have scanned. So now this is time to get geographic locations of that specific domain name and the specific IP addresses. So for that you need to register an API on the website ipinfodb.com. Here you can just register yourself, as I have registered mine. So after registration, it will just provide you API key. So you need to add API key here, that Recon-ng tool that supports here. So I'm just using my Recon. I'm adding my API keys in the tool Recon-ng with the commands, and after that we will be just putting this is my API key. So just after putting this information, just hit enter, and now whenever the API just you enter here, and you need to just specify that the Recon-ng tool will use this API key to find the geographic locations of the IP addresses and the domain names found earlier. So for that you need to specify a command here, that is Recon host and the ipinfodb. After hitting this command, you need to run, and this will be finding the information. As you can see, this is finding the IP information and the associated geographic locations of that. So it have just completed. So now it's time to find okay, so let me tell you, there is another website that is called Have I Been Pwned. So in this website you will be getting many informations like any websites and email IDs that has been hacked in past will be just publicly posted here. So you can just there is likely chances that you will be getting some details about the email ID just scanned earlier with this tool, and there is chances that you will be also getting the password of that email IDs. So we will just add and run that command. So for that command to be used, you just use Recon contacts credentials, and as you can see, this is the HIBP, that is the Have I Been Pwned, and it will be just paste. Now we'll start run. So now let's just moving to the another sections. there is reporting, and this is the last phase, that everything has been completed and the results has been performed, and every results is presented here. So we need to just putting all the results together and generating a report with HTML or CSV format. So there is a command for that. So for that you need to just type reporting, and in this case I am just using HTML format. So this is the command. You can just you need to specify who is the creator and who performed this reconnaissance. So in this case you need to type set creator, and in this case I'm just typing my name. Okay, the name is set, and you can also save the customer if you want. If you have just performed this reconnaissance for another company, and penetration testing, you are performing just penetration testing, so you need to generate a report that what you have done, what you have completed, and what you have done with that the target organizations networks. So for that reason you need to just generate a report and just provide them with the company. So for that you need to just type customer name, as it may be obviously blah blah blah. So just hit enter and just type run. Okay, now the every details and every results that this tool performed has been generated in and in the collectively manner. So just need this, copy this URL, and after the copying this, you need to just open up a terminal and type Firefox or any browser of your choice. In my case I am just using Firefox. Then paste this address and just hit enter. It will be opening up with all the results together. As you can see, I just typed the name blah 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 and the reconnaissance report provided by Recon-ng. Here you can see there is total of 60 hosts, one domains that is provided facebook.com. Okay, going to the domain, you can see facebook.com. Okay, now see the hosts. Okay, you can see there is a lot more information, and the juicy information is available here about the target systems with the subdomains as well, and the IP address and the region and the country with the latitude and longitude. And this is the module that have scanned and provided the results here. So this is the Recon-ng tool is a very great tool. So you can use it to recognize and find the target's details. Almost every details can be found with this tool because it combines many modules to use and use. This is not the limitations of this Recon-ng tool. Here you can use many tools like exploitations and vulnerability scanning as well, as you can see with the help commands and typing show modules. You can see every modules that this tool supports. So this is not possible to demonstrate every tool, every command here. I have just demonstrating here the reconnaissance phase. You can, if you want, you can explore many modules here from starting to end. So just explore and see you in the upcoming sections of Penetration Testing Professional.